Mr. President, the first stanza of the national anthem ends with, quote, "Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave." We sing this part as a declaration, but if you read the lyrics of the Star-Spangled Banner, the sentence actually ends with a question mark. Francis Scott Key intended this line to be sung as a question rather than a statement. That's fitting because while our freedom may seem concrete, it's never a guarantee. Our freedoms depend on brave men and women who are willing to answer the call to defend our great country. Over the years, our national anthem took on a feeling of confidence and assurance rather than uncertainty. That's thanks to the millions of men and women who have answered the call to serve, some of whom made the ultimate sacrifice. Next week, we recognize Memorial Day. It's not just another long weekend, but it's time to honor our fallen soldiers and reflect on their sacrifices. Today, I'd like to recognize two such heroes from my state of Alabama, Michael Hosey and Jason Barfield, and their families. For U.S. Army Staff Sergeant Michael Wesley Hosey, there was never a question in anyone's mind as to what he wanted to do when he grew up. Every career day, he would always dress up as a soldier. Michael loved reading about history, and he loved our country. So much so that his friends and family gave him the nickname American with an M. That's American without an A. Because Michael was only 17 when he graduated from Clay Chalkville High School, his dad, also named Michael, had to sign his permission for him to enlist in the Army. As a Vietnam veteran, the elder Michael knew all too well what his son was signing up for. Yet the Hosey family supported Michael's decision to serve his country. There's no question that this courageous young man also came from a courageous family. Michael graduated from boot camp 3 days after 9/11. He had a gift for learning languages quickly and planned to use this talent to become a communications intelligence specialist. This ability to quickly pick up on a new language combined with his outgoing personality made Michael a favorite with the local Afghans. Members of Michael's unit recall him quickly receiving a dinner invitation from one of the local families shortly after moving into the area. Michael had a giving heart and continued to earn the trust of the locals, especially all the kids. His sister, Lori, recalls him always asking his family to send candy when they sent him a package. At first, she found this odd because Michael wasn't a big candy eater, but they'd always send Skittles or gum. She later realized Michael wasn't asking for candy himself, but to share with all the kids in the country. Sadly, Michael lost his life on September the 17th, 2011, during Operation Enduring Freedom, 1 week before his 28th birthday. When sharing his story, Laurie wants us to remember that freedom is not free. It's a reality that her and Michael's parents, Condi and the older Michael, still carry with them every single day. For Marine Lance Sergeant or Lance Corporal Jason Barfield of Ashford, Alabama, he also was born with a strong desire to serve his country. His father, Ray, is a disabled Army veteran, and Jason's grandfather also named Jason, was killed in World War II. Jason lived his life with the goal of making a difference. His mom, Kelly, says that Jason believed that there was good in everyone. Even if you couldn't find it at first, that just meant just to dig a little bit deeper. Jason lived by the motto that, quote, every day is a good day. He also had a gift for music and was in the band at Ashford, Alabama High School. He enjoyed singing in church, playing the saxophone, and was teaching himself to play the piano. Jason's hard work and talents earned him a 4-year band scholarship to Huntington College, but he chose to forego the scholarship to enlist in the Marines because he wanted to be part of the best. Kelly remembers asking Jason's recruiter about the dangers that he was signing up for, and the sinking feeling when the recruiter replied, "No, ma'am, I can't guarantee that he'll come home." Jason surprised his family for Christmas in 2010 and spoke about his new goal to re-enlist in the military and become a chaplain. The Barfields didn't know this would be their last holiday that they would spend together. Jason was killed in action on October the 24th, 2011, at the young age of 22. Sensing the danger that was ahead of Jason, he pushed 8 of his fellow Marines, a native translator, and a K-9 out of the way from the booby trap explosion that would claim his own life. Jason's platoon sergeant, Gunny Thrash, said, quote, his name and his actions for his fellow Marines will outlive all of us. Jason was a hero. He makes all Alabamians proud. Michael Wesley Hosey and Jason Barfield are 2 young men who never got to start a family or fully pursue their dreams. We are forever grateful and indebted to them for their sacrifice that gives us the assurance to continue to sing the national anthem, not with a question mark, but with a declaration that we are the land of the free and the home of the brave. I'm reminded of the words in John 15:13. Greater love has no one than this, than to lay down one's life for his friends. We may never have met Michael or Jason, yet they courageously were giving and willing to give their lives for their fellow Americans. We will continue to share their stories to ensure their sacrifices are never, ever forgotten. As Memorial Day approaches, I hope we take time to honor Americans that have fallen, along with the brave families who have been left behind. May we never forget that freedom is free. I yield the floor, Mr. President.